What's up, everybody? It is Little Big Robots back with another video. This is a little version of a big robot. Kind of. No, this is a dude in armor, but still. This is a little version of a big monster, but still doesn't quite match. But what I'm looking at today is the Warhammer 40k, brought to you by McFarlane's Toys. Their 7-inch line of Warhammer figures. I love this line. It's one of my favorite chunky, hunky, cool little figures. If you're a Warhammer person, cool. If you're not really a Warhammer person like me, I mean, I grew up on it as a kid, but I kind of dropped out of it after it got super kind of gross sometimes. But these are amazing figures, whether you're into them or not. You can take them apart easily. You can paint them. So I thought I'd have the big red guy here to compare with the size of the GENESTEALER. The GENESTEALER is essentially Warhammer's answer to Alien from 70, what was Alien, 79, something like that. Ooh, my goodness. Once again, I'm hitting all the things here. And there, there was, you see this from Marvel, has theirs in the Marvel universe. There's just all these like, bug critters with the tongue thing that comes out, and they have like a bug armor, that kind. It's not super original, but what really is fun about it is what they ended up doing with it over the years, as they take something that isn't quite the most original IP, or not IP, design or idea, and then they kind of work their magic on it over the years, their lore and stuff. So, my God. So let me see if I can pop this out of here without it making a ton of sound. So they've never been my favorites, and never really dug the there we go. Dug the GENESTEALERs that much, but just as a monster and as a figure, I have a feeling this is going to be really cool. In case you're wondering, they stuck that in the package. They didn't have room to have the side arms in. Now, this will kind of give you an idea of how easy it is usually to pop the stuff in and out. I'm not sure which is which here, but I think they're about the same size. You should be able to just pop it in there. You go right there. Let's put them right there. There we go. So as usual with the McFarlane's toys, they don't always stand great on their own. I'm eager to see if this one does, because it's got this kind of unique feat. These guys, the Marines, stand on their own just fine. You can see the size difference here. It's actually a really cool size, but they're known to hunch over and run and stuff. I wish the head could come up a little bit more this way. But as with all of them so far, I mean, it's easy to pose. It's pretty posable. But again, it's kind of the same case with the Marines. I don't really care so much if it can kick its legs behind its head. What I want is just a cool looking figure that it just feels fun to play with. And this definitely does. The McFarlane ones so far have just felt so great. This is a bit different though, because all of the regular ones, you can see like the head here, the crest, the teardrops, blood drops, I'm sorry. They have no wash and no highlights. Some McFarlane toys you'll see will have a highlight on them, and it'll help a lot. But these guys are notoriously blank. They actually have blank, gray versions of these, which I've got all these ordered for that. That you can paint yourself, but you can also, it might be that they kind of left off some of the details, so if you paint these yourself, or if you want to, you're able to add your own, twist on it, I guess. I don't know. I painted a few of these, and they're just absolutely fun. This one, though, looks a lot better as far as paint quality. There is a bit of a, I don't know if that's a wash, it's like a purple wash. The mouth looks wet, which is really, really cool little effect. It's almost to the point that you almost wouldn't have to do anything with it, which is kind of amazing. McFarlane is a fantastic company that does really, really cool stuff, but they don't, they're not known necessarily always for their paint jobs. So sometimes you gotta, adapt them a bit, but this one looks really cool. It's interesting to note too, by the way, that its leg will go about, let's see, about that high. I want to see if he can stand more, which is fine, because we're supposed to be hunched over. I don't know if he would stand. I'm going to squat down here for a second. With the stand that's here in the box, he might be able to stand up. So you can see, compared height-wise, he gets a little bit taller than the Marine when he stood up. But oh, look at that! I didn't even notice that. Look at his waist. It's like, oh, that is cool looking. Because it's all supposed to be skeletal. Like I said, it's kind of a all these designs are based off of like the old Alien and stuff from '79. You know, chitin armor, whatever you call it, chitinous armor, like a bug, Scully looking. You know, like with backbones and stuff. It's not the most original thing, but that is a really cool little design right there. I've never been into Gene Store, so I don't know much about them, but that is a nice. Because some of them don't. They have some waist crunch, but it's not like a huge amount, which you don't really need one for the Marines. They just got to stand there and look cool. But that's a really cool. They can really squish over, which I really like. So I kind of wish I would have bought more of these. I've been buying up some of the Marines when I see them on sale for like $10 a pop. I'll grab 2 or 3 of them at a time. I eventually want to have just a whole shelf full of like 50 of them. Just such a fantastic line. Plus, over time, it's going to be fun to take them apart and customize them and stuff. But man, you can imagine if you had, 20 of these just stood up on a line. I know there's a lot of, there's actual YouTube channels, Warhammer YouTube channels, who are going to buy a bunch of these and make an actual tabletop game using them. A massive tabletop, because remember, the miniatures are like this. So this is what, 12 times the height or so, whatever it is. So just fantastic, but it looks really, really good. I'd still probably add a little bit of a wash to it just to make it pop even more, but in a way, that looks so good. That's one of the best looking ones so far. The Marines kind of look hit or miss. The other aliens, what are they called again? I forget what the other aliens are called. They look hit or miss, but this one just looks really, really good. I guess they wouldn't really be able to get away with it if they didn't have these little accents of the purple there. And then look at the musculature underneath. Looks really, really nice. So I'm actually really impressed by that. I can't wait to see it up on the shelf. I'm eventually getting all the bad guys versus all the good guys kind of, well, they're all bad guys, but you know what I mean? And it'd be nice to have 3 or 4 of these. Why did I only buy one? This took a while to get in. I had an original pre-order for all of these, and since COVID hit in, these all have gotten really, really delayed, and all of a sudden Amazon was able to send it to me within a few days, so not bad at all. I like the height difference. I think that's canon. I'm sure it is, that they're about that tall. There are some larger ones, but I don't know that they're going to make that. I think they're still trying to keep it within the 7-inch realm, which is fine by me. But they definitely look matched for each other. When you're dealing with Warhammer, you kind of see different scales and different versions of them, and sometimes they'll look bulkier or skinnier or whatever. If you look at the new Joy Toy ones as well, those look a bit more skinnier, I guess you'd say. Maybe more realistic. Like this guy, if you look at him, his legs would not be able to go into this armor and stuff. But the Joy Toy ones look a little bit more realistic, but they had to make the armor look a little thinner here and there. So I think this is just a perfect design. The only way that this can be made better is if the Marines, maybe I can adapt one, came with the old school pointed helmet from my Marines when I was a kid. They had a pointed helmet. If you don't know what that is, go look at the 80s versions. Maybe I'll post a picture of them up here somewhere. Fantastic though. I'm actually really, really impressed that they did such a good job with just a basic paint, because McFarlane is so hit or miss with that, because they do a great job with designs and they have to sacrifice something somewhere to get that price point down in the $20 around there, $20 to $30. And I mean, they did it. Look at all the detail in there. It's really, really fantastic. I mean, look at that face hugger right there. It's just a face hugger. But I love the tail kind of curls in. That's really gruesome looking. Fantastic. I'm really, really happy about that. Not bad. $20. And you get a really, really impressive figure. Anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't yet, because I'm trying to get up to 3,500 or so. I'd like to get there. So have a good night, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Okay? See you later.